Welcome to Chair Yoga Plus. Today it's all about those long stretches. We're going to stretch the body out, hold the pose for a little bit, and do some breathing. So join me here in Chair Yoga Plus. Sitting tall in your chair, come away from the back of the chair a little bit. I'll turn a little bit so you can see I'm sitting tall, feet on the earth. And just draw a nice breath in and slowly let it out. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose in a nice, even, natural pace here. Beautiful. And then we'll take the arms up overhead. And while we're here, we're going to reach with the hands, but drop the shoulder blades behind our hearts. Just hold here for a moment and continue your breath in and out. And then take the arms out to the side, fingertips up to the sky, pushing outward, holding here. Lengthening the arms, and then we'll release it all the way down. Let's roll your shoulders, and then let's roll them back and down. And then holding the shoulders back and down, bring your hands to prayer. And we're going to press palm to palm. We'll bring the elbows out a little bit. Sitting tall, we'll open our palms and stretch out our fingers here. And then bringing the hands back towards your heart, bringing the backs of the hands together and forward and back again and close. Open the hands, spread the fingers, bring the hands towards the heart, back of the hands are together. Fingers are down, get our elbows up there. Point them out away from the body and then bring them back into prayer. One more time. Open and stretch. Hands towards your heart. Back of the hands together. Point the fingers away. Bring them back towards your heart and then close into prayer. And release the hands down. Let's turn our head to one side. Chin is even with the floor. And then we'll come back to center and do it on the other side. Sitting tall, breathing naturally. And bring it back to center. Now tilt your head towards one shoulder. See how it feels on the opposite side. And perhaps you take a hand and place it on the crown of your head here. Not pushing, just letting the weight of the hand add to the stretch. And you might push the other hand out and away. A couple more breaths here. Breathe into the side of the neck, top of the shoulder. And then carefully bring one hand in, release the top hand, and bring the head back to center. Turn and look over your shoulder. Back to center. Over the other shoulder. Back to center. Now tilt your ear towards the other shoulder. And again, you could place one hand up here, just letting gravity draw it down, adding to the stretch. And perhaps you push the other hand out, getting a nice long stretch. And that hand is out and down so that you're getting the stretch in the side of the neck. Two more breaths. And then we'll bring one hand in and release the top hand. One more time, turn, look over your shoulder in one direction. Back to center and look off in the other direction. and back to center. Hands at your side. Let's bring the shoulders up to the ears. Roll them back and down. Bring the arms up. Reach out to one side. Oh, hold it there. Stretching from the hip to the fingers. And then release it, and let's do it on the other side. Remember, making the stretches a little longer today. Longer in length and longer in hold. And then release and release the arms back and down. Step one foot to the side of the chair and let the outside knee down towards earth. We're getting a nice stretch in the front of the thigh here. So you might come a little closer to the edge of the chair. And once you're here, that foot that's on the side, make sure it's making contact with earth. And we'll just hold here, letting gravity open up the front of the hip here. And keep that leg there. Take the outside arm up and lean towards the back of your chair. Now, gravity's taking the stretch downward and you're taking it off to the side. Hold there for another 2 breaths. On your next exhale, top arm releases first. And then we're going to take this outside leg and push it back. Make it as straight as you can. It won't be perfectly straight, and that's okay. But we want to be on the ball of the foot back there. Chest is lifting, so support yourself on the opposite thigh. And maybe again, take the outside arm up alongside your ear. Maybe lean out over that front leg. Now getting this beautiful stretch from your fingers all the way to the ball of your foot, right along the side of the body here. Hold and breathe here. One more nice breath. And on the exhale, we bring the hand down and we step the foot back in. Then we'll turn once again towards the front of the chair. Just sit for a moment, see how everything feels. And then we'll go to the other side. So now we want to step one foot to the side of the chair. Come to the edge of the chair. I got about an inch of chair there. And then just let the other leg bend and the knee drop towards the floor. Just see how that feels in the front of your hip here. Supporting yourself on the thigh that's in front of you now. Take the other arm up, make length, and then lean towards the back of your chair and hold. Gravity taking the stretch downward and your arm taking it upwards and your ribs taking it over to the side. Breathe into that space that you're creating. 2 more breaths here. And then release the top arm down. Take this outside leg back, get a nice stretch in the leg. And as I said, it won't be perfectly straight, but you want to feel it pushing back into the ball of the foot. Perhaps I invite you to take the other arm up alongside your ear. Supporting yourself, you may lean forward, and that helps you straighten that leg a little bit more. Hold here and breathe. So we're not holding the breath. We're making every effort to keep the breath deep, even, and smooth. We're holding the body into the stretch, but we're breathing. 1 more breath, and then we'll bring the arm in, bring the leg in, and then once again turn towards the front. So I'm going to just slant my chair here so you can see I've got the soles of my feet together. And today I have no sneakers on. So I got my mat underneath me to give me support and also to keep me from sliding around on the floor. Open up the knees. Feet are together, knees out to the side. Hold here in this butterfly position in the chair. Keep the chest lifted. I have my hands on my hips, but you could rest them also on your thighs. Keeping the gaze maybe straight ahead. 2 more breaths here. And then bring the breath out. Take another breath in. Release the pose. So we're going to take one leg and we're going to stretch it right out in front of us. Let the heel rest on the floor. Spread the toes. And then if you want, lean into the other thigh and reach this hand forward. It can hover, or it can rest somewhere on your leg, shin, or toes for a deep leg stretch here. Head stays somewhat lifted. And we breathe. Nice, even breaths. 2 more. And we'll release that, slowly come up. Bring that foot in, extend the other leg. Sitting tall at first, support yourself on the opposite leg. And then you can lean out over it. Hand can be on the top, the shin, or the toes. And we pause in this deep stretch, spreading the toes, resting on the heel. Leg is long, and we could breathe into the length of that leg. 2 more breaths. And then we slowly come up and release that foot back to the floor. Coming into another deeper stretch, we're going to take one foot, place it on top of our thigh, and let the knee fall out to the side. And make sure your other foot is supporting the weight so the ankle is right underneath your knee here. And we pause and sit a little taller. And then I invite you to find your stretch. So maybe this is it. Maybe you lean a little forward, resting the forearms on the shin. Spread the fingers. All options here today. Holding wherever you're at for 4 more breaths. And when we release, we inhale the body up, release the foot to the floor, and maybe take a little movement here. Lift the heels, lift the toes. And then we'll go to the other side. When you're ready, take the other foot to the thigh. Let the knee fall out to the side. Adjust that bottom foot. Sit tall. Pause for a moment so the body can start to use the muscles, stretching them out, making sure that your joints are safe here. And if they are, and I invite you again to find your stretch, we lean a little into it. Breathing here, deep, even breaths, long exhales. Take a nice inhale as you come up. Release the foot slowly. Pause, notice what your body feels, and then lift the heels and lift the toes. So we'll do a little movement now. because the body craves movement. So sitting about the middle of your chair, we're going to take the hands at prayer in our front of our hearts here. Push the arms out, open them out nice and wide, and turn the palms back. Take the back of the hands to your lower back here. And feeling supported by your chair, lean a little forward. So it's not a big lean, it's just a little bit of a stretch in the lower back. And we hold here for a moment. And then on an exhale, the wings, your arms come out again. And this time the palms face forward. Go all the way up, palm to palm. We bring them back down in front of our hearts. Let's do that a few times with your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale as you turn the palms back. Turn the palms back. And then take them to your lower back. Inhale again, lift, sit tall. Exhale as you take that forward fold, just enough to feel the little bit of work in your lower back. And then we exhale and we release the arms out. Inhale them up. Exhale them back to your heart. Inhale, sit tall. Push the arms forward, open. Turn the palms back. Hands to your back, lift your heart. A little fold forward and pause. And then on your next exhale, release your arms. Inhale them up. Exhale them in front of your heart. Let's just do one more because it's so good. Out, inhale. Turn the palms back. Exhale, lift the heart, a little forward fold and a pause. And then an inhale as we reach out, all the way up and bring them back to your heart. Placing your hands on your thighs, let's separate the feet and just rock side to side here. And then come to stillness and bring the feet parallel. We're going to do a few cat-cows so we can round our chin, drop the shoulders forward, pull the belly in. And then on the inhale, starting at the bottom, rise back up and roll the shoulders down your back. And then pause. I'm going to stand for some other stretches. You can end the video here or rewind it and do those exercises over again. I'm going to stand and add on to our work here today, keeping the chair off to the side but handy, right? And we stand tall and we bring the arms up. We get a little bit more length when we're standing. So we want to reach out to one side. Now we can feel the stretch from the foot. Yeah. All the way to the fingertips. And then release that and do it on the other side. Push the foot downward. Lift through the ribs. Fingertips upward. Let's do it again on each side. Inhale and hold. Hold the pose, but keep the breath going. 2 more breaths. On an exhale, we release it, and we inhale the other arm up. Hold for 2 or 3 breaths. And on an exhale, we release it, and we'll bring the arms back down to mountain pose. Roll the shoulders a little, release any tension. And then roll them forward. So now facing the chair, we'll step 1 foot forward, 1 foot back into our pyramid pose. And again, you can have your hands on the chair. I'm going to place mine on my thigh and lean out over that front foot. Just enough to start to feel a stretch right here around the upper hip. Now, if you want, you can put your hands on the chair. Some people like to face the front of the chair and they put their hands on the front of the chair. All good. All options, yes. Now bend into that leg and slowly rise up. Bring the arms up. We're going to step the other foot back a little bit more, place the heel down, and come into our warrior one. Shoulders down your back, heart lifting, and then the leg and back is pushing into the pinky side of the foot. Front knee comes over the ankle towards the toes. Hold here. Two more breaths. And then on an exhale, release the hands and we'll step forward. And just pause in mountain. Again, maybe roll the shoulders. And we'll do it on the other side. So let's step one foot back, lower, bring it in a little bit for our pyramid pose so the distance between the feet is not so great. And then we just fold forward here, getting a stretch up the back of the front leg. Both legs straight, back neutral, and the breath flowing nice and even. Two more breaths. On an inhale, rise up slowly. Take the back foot back, bend into the front knee. Find your footing, and then bring your arms up for warrior one on the other side. Again, the back foot pushes into the pinky side of the foot. The hips stay facing forward pretty much, and the front knee tracks over the ankle towards the toes. Two more breaths. On an exhale, release the hands and step it into mountain. Walk the feet back now for down dog. And we'll just lift one heel and the other. Finding a little movement in our hips. And then come to stillness. Perhaps your heels can be down. If they're not, that's okay too. We want to bend into the knees and then we want to push the booty back and up, straightening both legs now. Feeling the stretch from the bottoms of the feet, the soles of the feet, up through the hips. And then as we lower the heart center in between the arms, we start to get that nice stretch from the lower back to the crown of the head. So the body's sort of in an L shape here. Notice I'm using the chair for support in down dog standing. And then we'll bend the knees and look forward and walk the feet in as we slowly come to mountain. How'd you do? Yeah, you're feeling it, I bet. So we'll take one leg out to the side. We're going to hover it, flex the foot and hold. Again, working through the outer leg now here. One more breath and bring it in. And we'll take it to the other side. Be careful of your chair. So if you're going to hit your chair, you're going to step back a little bit so that the foot clears the chair. And hold. Pushing through the heel, making the leg long. And then bring it down back to our mountain pose. Inhale the arms up. We'll take crescent stretch standing. So bring the hands together. You might interlace the fingers here. Drop the shoulders behind your heart. Or another thing that you could do with your hands is come into Kali Mudra, pointing the two index fingers to the sky. Kali was a strong warrior, so this invites strength into our bodies. Feet are parallel, and we lift up. Maybe you stay here. Feels good? Perhaps you lean a little to one side. Pushing both feet strongly into the earth. You want to feel the pull or the stretch in the upper hip and into the ribs. Pushing out with the arms. Crescent stretch, standing. One more breath. And then we'll point up to the sky again. Stay here. Readjust anything you have to adjust. And then we'll take the crescent stretch to the other side, keeping the arms alongside the head as much as possible. And once you're there, you push the arms out, deepening the stretch. Breathing into the side body here. And then release it back to center and slowly bring the arms down, hands in front of your heart. And then release it. I hope you're enjoying these deeper stretches today. We can do cat-cow standing. Again, you could have your hands on the chair back, or I'm going to turn my chair so I can show you also. You could have them on the seat of the chair and the feet comfortably apart, knees soft. We round the back and it's as if there's a string in our middle back pulling towards the ceiling. Tuck your chin. And then release that. Look forward. Now you want to look at your hands at first. Then you want to keep going. You want to start to look at the edge of the chair or beyond the chair into our cow position. On an exhale, come into cat. Bend the knees. Cow. Slowly reaching the heart forward. Hips are up, chest is forward. One more time, cat. And inhale into cow. And then exhale back to neutral, step the feet in a little bit and slowly roll to mountain pose. And pause here. Bringing the chair back in, we'll come back in and close out our class today in the chair. Remembering to continue your breath, not holding it when we're doing those long holds. We're holding the muscles in a stretch, but we're not holding our breath. So sitting tall here, we'll sit back a little bit, maybe rock side to side, release any tension, and maybe take the body into a circle. Ending our class with just a tiny little bit of movement and go in the other direction. And then come to stillness. Closing your eyes or just looking downward. Focus on seeing in your mind's eye the light that's in you. One more breath here. Can you see it? We all have it. Find your light. And then hold on to that energy, that light that's within. Bring the hands together, rub the palms. And then we'll hover those warm hands over the eyes. And look into the palms, opening the eyes if you had them closed. And bring the hands to the heart. And bow to your body for its fabulous work today. I hope you enjoyed the long holds that we did today. Come on back, check out my other videos on YouTube, and continue to practice chair yoga.